I love shooting ARs. They are fantastic to shoot, but when you're walking around for 4 days and 95% of the things you see are ARs, yeah, it gets a bit boring.
Next, I'll be reading and writing.
What? I got out and played with some thermals the other night,
Did you?
by the way.
Older gen versus the current one, the difference in quality is noticeable.
This is the trophy for the FoxTastic Weekend. I think I've got mice, not rats.
Stuart
there.
Little's in there.
Welcome to episode 3 of the Bullet Points podcast, guys. Maxwell, you've joined us again.
I'm back.
How you doing? Well, not joining us, are you? You are us.
Yeah, I'm a part of this.
We've joined you. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me,
That
guys.
sounds weird.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Josh is here as well.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Josh. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Nice of you to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Where were you? I forgot.
Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll leave it there. We won't talk about the rest now.
Well, why not? Why not? How was Vegas? Were you there for a particular reason or just throwing all your money away?
No,
there's a
I
reason.
kept all my money.
Okay.
No, not actually.
The ballet doesn't cost that
Not at
much.
all.
You went to Vegas to go see the ballet?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Vegas has changed since I was there.
No, it was over there for SHOT Show.
Brilliant.
It was a really good show, actually. There was a fair amount of new things over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll delve into some of that. Well, I was going to say later, but let's go now. What was your favourite thing you
straight
saw?
into it.
Oh, I mean, there was lots of things. I think the thing that caught my eye the most was the new Burris, the XTR-PS.
Right. Tell us
with
more.
Yeah.
Sort of, I guess, hybriding, bringing PRS into the world of like the eliminators, where you have an inbuilt HUD, and you can chuck stage info, you can chuck times. You no longer have clicks on your turret because you dial your turret, and inside your scope it tells you where you are.
Yeah, right.
So I
That's
think
interesting.
having a chat to them, they've said like the possibilities from here are like have expanded massively, because what we've got now is just it's the early sort of model release of it, and the feedback people give and they can look at implementing that.
I guess it turns into software based now, doesn't it? And you're like, oh, we need, so like I imagine you dial, if it's anything like the Veracity series, you dial, there's no clicks, and it's just upping the distance of where you're going to go, right?
Yeah.
But I imagine you could probably you could probably get it to like change color for target 1. And like it goes, in time, I don't know if it does this, but like it's red, and then as soon as you get the right dial, it hits green, and then you do that, and then you dial through to target 2, or however it might work. I guess that becomes
Still a glass scope, not a...
Still
glass scope, just
glass scope.
Inbuilt HUD in the...
Yeah, inbuilt HUD, and I believe it can link with their other stuff. So you could have a wind reader off to the side, and you can get it to feed information. Okay. If not, that's something that, there is potential there for that. Of you could have your Kestrel sitting on your tripod next to your binos while you're shooting a stage, and it's feeding you information into your scope of what's happening on the line, and you can then interpret that how you want.
What was is the reticle digital, or is it still like an etched reticle?
SCR, still SCR
still,
too.
yeah.
So, you can still hold over. You've still got that same familiar reticle if you're a bar shooter that you've always had, just now you've got some extra tools.
because it's not like the Eliminator where like it lights up in different places on the reticle.
No.
You're still using the reticle, it's adjusting your turrets.
Yeah,
Digital center. We're taking a digital reading from that.
Yeah, from the...
Yeah, and the ability to display extra information in your HUD. So I believe you can hit the side of it and you have your timer going off. So when you're looking through the scope, you can see, like right at the last minute, you're like 5 seconds, like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a great way to stress you out. Yeah.
Be interested to feel the turrets. Like, what was the turret feel like? Is it just smooth, or is
it's just smooth? There's no clicks, nothing. It's got a little bit of resistance to it, but probably the most similar way to do it that people would be familiar with, it's like adjusting your parallax.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
But you can just keep winding around.
Yeah. Just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
I wonder if there is a day that they can get a servo motor or something in there, so that you could have all your stage, and then you take a shot, it picks up, okay, you've taken 3 shots, this is now your dope. And this is your little target.
Yeah, if it could put an alarm in there and be like, that's enough now, move to the next spot, that would be good.
I wonder if it's got a speaker on it, and like it can like tell you how much money you've spent so far trying to shoot this damn target. It's
Don't
like
need that, just
$2.80. If I was better at maths, I would have been able to make that funnier and go on with the dollars. But I'm not quite that smart.
We'll roll on from that.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, good. $5.60, by the way, is the next one. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Is that your phone just tucked down there?
It is not my phone just tucked down there. I did that with I added two numbers together in my own head.
That's amazing.
Maths.
I know.
Unreal.
Look at me go.
And next, I'll be reading and writing.
What?
Calm down.
All right. So that was your favourite product, Josh?
That was the favourite product.
Okay.
I mean, amongst a swag of products that was there.
I'm sure we'll cover a couple other things. I do have one ordered to come here, so we will get to play with one.
Oh, excellent.
May, I think, is when they're due.
Awesome.
So that'd be interesting to see. We plan on doing a video about them at some point. So yeah, it'd be cool to see what they're like. Because you said that some of the Burris shooters have actually been running them in comps.
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
So it'd be fascinating to see how that goes from, in theory, something that's going to be, potentially a game changer, but obviously you don't know until people run it in a match. And
whether you like it or not.
If people see massive improvements in their shooting.
Okay.
Cool.
So we'll get back to a couple of products, no doubt. But what was your favourite experience this year in Vegas? Because when you and I went, you experienced the comfort of the bed most of the time because you were sick pretty much the entire week.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
This time was similar for the start of it, but it improved this time. I hung around a bit longer. So
you were there for another week, I think.
Probably the Titanic exhibit, actually.
Oh, really?
We went into the Luxor and did the Titanic exhibit, and that was fascinating.
Yeah, right.
Sell me on it. Because I've walked past it a couple of times and I'm like, okay.
So you get the history of all, who it was made for, you go through your classes, but I think everything inside is from the ocean floor.
Right.
So you're walking past and you get to see
not still
all the
wet,
stuff
though.
that was on. No, not still
Okay,
wet.
right, just checking.
But
Pretty rusty? Pretty rusty?
Some of it.
Is there an exploded sub nearby?
No, they didn't find that.
Okay, all right.
But there is a piece of the ship. There is a 15-ton piece of the actual ship from the bottom of the
15-ton
ocean.
piece. When you said a piece of the ship, I was thinking like a middle.
Yeah.
That's
No.
Like I've got a piece of a Formula One car, but it's like it's 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre piece of carbon fibre.
It's a piece that you look up and go, whoa. And then you see the scale of where that sits on the ship, and then you go, holy crap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But there was there was one that was really interesting. Someone that used to do perfumes, and they found a whole heap of the little tinctures, and that one actually had like a vent in it, and you can still smell
The
the
death.
smells of the, not the death, the perfume, luckily.
Perfume, okay.
I wouldn't like to smell the death of that.
Okay,
Oh,
just
wow.
checking.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, okay. All right. So that
Very
was your
interesting.
highlight of everything in Vegas that you saw and ate.
The Titanic.
Oh, no, I'm going to ask you about eating because you ate a lot.
There was lots of food.
Yeah, there was lots of food.
Yeah, there was
So
lots of
what-
food photos.
We'll ask you then, what was your favourite place to eat and what was the worst? Because you've certainly covered these topics on this podcast before.
Yes.
See, the favourite place to eat, it's a pretty close tie between pizza and all-you-can-eat sushi.
Okay.
There
Which
was an
pizza?
all-you-can-eat Pizza Rock.
Pizza Rock?
I don't know, but we did Pizza Rock and Giordano's.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I said that really wrong.
Yep. That's the Giordano's is the... No, I can't say it.
Yeah.
Is the deep dish
Deep dish.
Chicago-style pizza, whereas Pizza Rock is like, they've got every style of pizza and both really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But the all-you-can-eat sushi was
Well-
last day of the show, and just straight there, you have an hour and a half or something, and you just keep coming. You just
Get
keep ordering.
sushi'd.
It's fantastic.
Yep. Okay.
I'll take this to a different place. What was your favourite bar? I'm sure
Favourite
you,
bar?
sure you
Oh,
went to a
ice
few.
Oh, I was
Last
waiting for him to tell us his worst place to eat. But all right, go into the
okay.
bar first.
Yeah.
Go into the bar.
We jumped into one of the -5 ice bars.
Yep.
Right.
Very cool. How much
Yes,
it cost?
Scott, we got it.
How much it cost? I probably won't do it again. But it was a cool experience.
Yep.
What does
all-
something like that cost you to go into? Are you paying an entry fee or are you paying...
Paying an entry fee, so
Yep.
I believe we paid about $75 US to get in with 2 drinks.
Including 2 drinks?
Including 2 drinks.
Per person?
Per person.
I mean,
So
it's obviously a lot, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
the-
the worst,
for
but
the-
it's not the best. But
Yep.
it is very cool going there. You get your big, massive coats because
Yeah.
obviously
There's
-5.
one
It's
in
a bit cold.
there's one in Melbourne.
Oh, is
we
there?
did it a few years ago now. Yeah.
I mean, you go at the
Quite-
right
quite
time and
interesting.
every bar in Melbourne could
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
-5.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
But we did that, and then we went into the 1923 Prohibition Bar.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That was a really cool atmosphere, but the lady that served us was, to the point that we got drinks and we're like, I'd really like another drink.
Yeah.
Didn't want to come to get drinks.
No, didn't want your money.
Yeah, that's fine.
They were running low. It's the prohibition.
Yeah. Oh, that's the theme. I get it now.
Yeah. They're not meant to be serving the drinks.
One drink, that's it. There's a limit.
Yeah.
What was the worst place you ate then, Josh? While we go through the tourist questions.
The hotel room. There was one of the days I was feeling crook and we got pizza ordered to the room.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too bad. Next day, not great.
As in, you ate it the next day as well and it wasn't great, or
you weren't
didn't feel great?
The repercussions of eating it the next day weren't great.
Okay, all right. Cool. Because the first part, could have solved that one for you, but okay, cool.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, good trip all around.
Good trip all around.
Second favourite product you saw, or most interesting? No, I'm going to change my question on the fly. What was the stop looking at me like that, Maxwell. What was the product that you just went, why on earth does this exist? Was there one of those?
Does it exist?
Are we going to offend someone?
Yeah.
We offended all in New Zealand last episode. So, well, Andy did. We loved them.
We love the New Zealanders. Going to be over there soon.
Yep.
Do not agree with Andy. Just put that out there.
Yep.
I think you're all lovely.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to my trip there.
Great.
I can't think of a specific product, but just seeing ARs.
Yep.
The sheer quantity.
Yeah, they're cool,
Yeah.
but I don't need to see 10,000 of them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to clarify, Josh is not saying doesn't like ARs.
No. Yeah. I love shooting ARs. They are fantastic to shoot, but when you're walking around for 4 days and 95% of the things you see are ARs, it gets a bit boring.
Yeah, you see about 300 of them, and you're like, all right, we've been here 5 minutes. What do we do next?
Yeah, right. So it's pretty AR heavy.
Oh
there.
yes, yeah, it is.
Every now and again, you'll see one that's gold, and you go, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
And then you walk on.
And then you see another one that's gold, and they just slowly get less and less cool.
Yeah, and you go, gold's overrated now.
But there are some. One of the guys you've met him before, but you spent some time with him. Actually, went to the sushi place, didn't you, with Jay?
Yes.
Does some amazing artwork on some ARs.
Yeah,
really, really phenomenal stuff.
That is something that's a bit of a highlight of. You do see some fantastic custom guns over there
the
that you look at and you go, that's
Cerakote
amazing.
work and stuff like that. Just, cool.
Absolutely, yeah, incredible sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So flipping back to my other question, then, what was the second most interesting product you saw, or take us through a handful of things?
Well, I've got a few. The one that would have been the most interesting I saw, I actually didn't see in person. They didn't have it at the booth when we stopped past, but was Akitac. They have an electronic bipod. I don't know if you've seen this.
I think I saw something on it.
So we previously saw the Hydropod, but they've
did?
now got one with like all electronically controlled. So you can have a little remote next to your hand and you just press your buttons, or it auto levels for you and you can adjust it all.
Interesting.
Sounds cheap.
Yeah.
Everything's sort of heading down that electronics path now, isn't it? They've
Can you get the bipod to talk to the buroscope?
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty rad. It just aims itself to the next target, and then,
We need to tee this up.
I think
I need one of those.
you'd be almost better off with a tripod at that stage, where you just put it, because then you've got the 3 legs that can actually move around.
Yeah.
Where a bipod, you're sort of limited in its movements.
Hook it all into a VR headset, and you can stay at the pub while you shoot your PRS match.
Perfect.
I'm in for this.
Utilising all your benefits. Okay.
I mean, the other big one is the Carles.
Oh yes,
New colours,
we
5 to
talked
40.
about that one
Yes, we
with
did.
Sure, that
with
came
Andy.
up.
Andy last. Yeah, I don't know if we haven't seen him yet, but I don't think he's got his yet. I think one of the Carlos, Andy. No, Andy was on the show.
Andy was here. He was telling us
Anthony
about
Coley
the
has received his 540, I believe, over in New Zealand, where our favourite people are.
Yes, our favourites. Yep.
And I think it seems like it's a very impressive beast. So look forward to playing with one of those.
Yeah, I did see Andy on the weekend at the range. He didn't have it with him, so
Good.
I assume he
Good. I wonder if they've pulled support for him because of his comments last episode. Speaking of impressive looking things, this here is probably part of the set that I wasn't meant to touch, but this is the trophy for the FoxTastic Weekend. Which
there's a few of them.
I know you've been. This is a few of them.
Yeah,
this looks like one of them.
Yeah, there's one of them.
Yes.
There is more of them.
This is one of the. What'd you say?
Do they fold out from like one? It just peels back layers.
This is an impressive looking beast, mate.
Thank you. Yeah,
I like it. This is first for the FoxTastic Weekend. We've
first integration of these trophies, and we're pretty happy with them.
Yep, iteration of these trophies.
Yeah, iteration.
That's
it.
That's
the one.
I like it.
English, yeah.
That looks really cool, man. I like it.
Stewie Gillahan helped us out with those and
brilliant.
Cut them all out for us.
This could be yours. If you for those listening, Josh, give us a little rundown on what you're looking at right here.
It is I'd say a decently large trophy.
It is.
They're bigger than I expected them to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to gauge it. It is. Here we go.
Oh, measuring thermals.
It is larger than the length of one infrared tube TP25 SE. Yep. So it's taller than a thermal.
Yeah.
Yeah, on its end.
So decently.
I'm sure everyone can work out how big that is then.
I mean, it's aptly themed for a FoxTastic Weekend. It has a fox on it.
Yep. Good. Yep. Your descriptions are killing it, Josh.
You've done very well with the sponsor too, chucking that on there.
Scoped out on the
top. Scoped out on
even the right colour on it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it says the FoxTastic Weekend.
With a first on it. So whoever gets that one has done well.
Yes, they have.
Very good. Well,
hopefully they can get stuck into them this year and we can see some pretty decent numbers get taken out.
We're not far away from the thing, are we? What, a few weeks?
A few weeks now.
Oh, wow. All right, that's exciting.
Coming down to the wire.
Are people signing up yet? Are they,
we've got a few entries through, but generally the last couple of years we've done it. It's the last week all the entries come in.
Of course. Okay.
If you can get them in earlier, it makes my life easier.
So don't get them in early, get them in late. Yep. On the last day, ruin Maxwell's life.
Ruin my weekend.
What's the last day people can enter?
I think it's the Thursday.
That one.
Yeah.
Do it on that day.
Yeah, do it on that day. Then I have to take Friday off of work. So
Maxwell, that's when you say, it's the Monday before.
Yes. Entries close tomorrow. Get them in.
Now you're learning.
Yeah,
there
we go.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, that's very.
So a few entries flowing in. So
very exciting.
It's good.
And so the Tuesday, am I right with this? Tuesday after. So what's the weekend? What's the date of the weekend?
The 7th to the 9th is the weekend, and the Tuesday after that we'll be here doing.
Should be the 11th.
The 11th. Yep.
Yep. So that night, if you're in Adelaide, come down to where we are here, literally right here. We will be.
You can stand where we film this.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Or
good.
Something. We have a barbecue down here. Yep. Come on down. Talk fox hunting, and you can have a look
at some scopes.
Yeah. Come and hang out, and we're going to give the prizes away.
We'll be live on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Yep.
Possibly YouTube, maybe.
Yep.
We'll see how many cameras we can make work this year. And
we will also, I'm just going to announce this now, is if you come down, even if you're not part of the competition, if you're just down here, we're going to give a couple of, door prizes away.
Oh, there you go. Excellent.
So thank you very much. With you, Maxwell?
Yeah.
But just if people want to come and hang out.
I might come along now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're not invited.
Yeah, you're not,
Good luck doing the live without me.
We need him. Calm down, you're invited.
Sam can make things work. Yeah. Oh, very good. That's I noticed that there, and I thought we better make mention of that.
Yeah, I was just going to leave it there and not say anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
let the people
ruin that plan.
Ah, that's right.
Now, I remember last time I was on, you had a rat problem.
Well. So I don't know if you remember the last episode where that got brought up, and I had to admit to having a bit of an accident and not healing and not wanting to get up in another roof for a little while. We moved on from that. I'm healed. I'm pretty much fully healed, which is great.
That's nice to know.
However, I put the trap up into the roof again.
Yep.
Which is a good start. And I set up a camera. I set up one of the HikMicro M15s up.
Yep.
Play with that, and I put it up. I'm like, all right, I think this is all going to be okay. I didn't preview it. I just put the camera there.
I was going to say, I have one question. And did you test the camera before you put it up there?
I tested the camera before I put it up there.
Yeah.
Yep. I did. I was laying down. I just moved my leg and it went off. I'm like, all right, that's a good start.
Cool. Yeah.
So put it up there yesterday night, and then like an hour later, it triggered up with a photo. I'm like, oh sweet, here we go. We're going to get some results to be able to talk about tonight. Nothing. I don't know what I took a photo of. I don't know what triggered it. I couldn't see a thing.
Got ghosts.
Ghosts.
Excellent.
And I get a high quality image if I grab the SD card out of it, but I didn't want to disturb the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was in bed.
Check it in the morning.
No. It's too early. I make my way down here to make sure I beat Josh and get good coffee. Anyway, came here today and it triggered a few more times, sort of mid-morning. I'm like, oh, here we go, and like started getting a bunch of photos. I looked at it. I may have, I'll see if I can bring it up. I may have overestimated the size of whatever it is that I had going on, because this is what I'm dealing with, it seems. Now, you guys want to explain what you're seeing there?
Yes, a very small creature next to a very large cage.
Yeah. I think I've got mice, not rats.
Stuart Little's in there.
I still think
they're just climbing through the cage and taking the food out of there.
Not quite, but they're not heavy enough to trigger it.
Yes.
They're just running straight in.
However, so I've answered. The camera's worked, right? I now know why it wasn't triggering and why the bait's going. So checking out. If you look closely, though, you can see what's behind that cage. I have another cage. Yeah. There is actually another smaller trap there that's not set up because I thought I was dealing with something larger.
Yep.
So now I need to go and set up the other trap instead and downsize a little bit and then work out,
another trip up the ladder.
Trip up the ladder. So I will check back in, but tell you what, I think I told you guys I'd set traps up there and just wasn't getting results.
Yep.
And that's the purpose of the camera, to be like, what is going on? That's what's going on.
Why are you not getting them? Yeah.
Now, I think from the noises I'm hearing, there are bigger rats around, but none of them have. The mice are getting in and grabbing the bait first. So I need to see what I can do about the mice.
Need to get the mice so you can catch the rats.
That's right. So then I can catch the possums, so then I can catch the elephants.
Yeah. Could be a cat in there.
Could be. There wouldn't be for long, I'll tell you that.
So if you catch an elephant, I'll be mighty impressed.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, that's what I do. So that is where we're up to with the camera, rat, mouse, misidentified target species.
Yep.
Progress, though.
Yeah.
We're
definitely progress.
Yeah, stories to tell. That's exactly right. So I'm sure a couple of those photos or videos will have made their way into the episode there. It is quite a small mouse that I'm contending with currently. So I'm being outsmarted rather than out muscled. So doesn't take a lot to be fair. No, but that's the latest on that. What are we drinking tonight, by the way, gents? What are you on, Josh? You're on something different. You chose.
I am. I can remember the shape of the bottle, but not what it was called. It's a scotch of some sort. It's really nice.
What's the shape of the bottle?
Oh, you had a dimple.
Dimple, that's the one. It's a dimple-shaped bottle.
Dimple-shaped bottle. There you go.
Shape bottle.
Perfect.
That is it. You and I had some of the Rum Baron's rum.
The Rum Baron.
So for those who've been around for a little while and listened to the podcast, which was called a thing, what was it? Hunting HQ.
Yeah, Hunting HQ.
But it didn't have a G on it because that was already taken apparently. Hunting HQ. So a few of our mates ran a podcast for a long time about hunting. And I say a long time, probably a couple of years.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, Justin, still is, a rum baron.
A rum baron, yep.
He sells rum. And so this is some Cabernet rum. This is actually the rum one of the rums we met over, isn't it, Maxwell?
Yep, we shared a few of these.
A few bottles of these, to be fair.
Over one night.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
And here we are today. Yeah. Well, I finished mine.
You finished yours. It is very nice. It's very smooth rum.
Yeah, it's very, very nice rum. That's good. In fact, it's starting to make me rethink my answer about what I drink. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yes.
I got out and played with some thermals the other night.
Did you?
By the way. in our last episode we talked about the new HikMicros, the Falcon and Condor. Well, I had to go with them. And I have questions, right? We did videos on them and sort of went through all the specs and stuff, but they've got a Falcon. The Falcon and Condor are actually very similar in terms of all their specs and stuff like that. It's virtually, I suspect it's the same thing, just repackaged differently.
Yep.
And the difference between the Falcon and Condor line was usually pretty easy to explain, where the Falcon was the monocular and the Condor was the monocular with a LRF.
Yep.
Now they have a Falcon with an LRF and then a Condor with all the same specs with an LRF.
Interesting.
And I'm not entirely sure why. My only suspicion, I'll grab them and put them in your hands, Maxwell, is that I guess it's form factor.
Yep.
Like it's purely down to form factor, like you want it to look one way or the other. No, that's not. Well, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of me. I just wasn't paying attention. They're the two. Is form factor a big enough? What was that?
Big enough.
Is form factor a big enough difference? For I'm pretty sure the price is the same.
Okay.
And it's just it's form factor. I think. I'm looking for an answer on this one, but all the specs seem to match.
Battery life's all the same.
The same batteries.
Same batteries.
So they run the same batteries.
Yeah. It would have to come down to form factor then. Yeah. Because there are a big difference in the feel and it comes down to what
for those listening, the Falcon is like a tube type monocular, pretty chunky, pretty thick, whereas the Condor is, but it's also low profile. So if you're going to remote mount it, it wouldn't sit up so much. Whereas a Condor is sort of more built, like it's a taller, more vertical unit, and it's comfier to hold on to, I think. But if you remote mount it, it would be sitting up quite reasonably high, and you've got to have like the extra bit for the LRF to poke out, whereas the Falcon has the LRF built into the front lens. So
I prefer the Condor style to hold, but I think it would almost be even better if you got rid of that LRF and put it up into there, and you could just have it as that nice chunky. You don't need that bit sitting down under your palm there.
Interesting.
It does look a lot more ergonomic.
The Condor?
If you are using it, like the fact that it molds around your hand, it's a little bit smaller. It's not as long.
Quite
a bit,
I think, it was interesting playing with them and getting to know the units and stuff like that. And we threw up some videos on the YouTube channel if anyone is actually interested in that. Not necessarily a pitch about them, but I had that question. I'm like, why do these products exist? And
you could think that they could do like a Condor V1, V2 sort of thing instead of having a completely different name, and have your different form factors still under the Condor name or under the Falcon name.
Oh, what do you
mean? The name, like you could, if they're just going to be the same specs, having a Falcon and a Condor that are identical, just different shapes, it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like the Condor was the LRF version of the Falcon. Make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Whereas now we get the non-LRF version, but now with an LRF. Yeah,
it's confusing.
I guess it makes you have to really think about it, because then you have the question of, do I want something more ergonomic for my hand or something a little bit more compact? Height-wise. But the thing is, it's only more compact in height, not length.
Not length,
Yeah, I'm not sure with that. But anyway, that was my takeaway.
What did you find with playing with them and looking? They look identical?
Yeah. They look virtually identical. They perform. I mean, all the things that we can bang on about, they're really nice, all that sort of gear. But HikMicro are doing really well at the moment with their product releases and all that sort of gear, and they're certainly top of the game. Okay, I just checked. The Condor is $300 cheaper than the Falcon. Between those two. Yeah.
I guess having to mount the LRF inside like that is probably...
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say that it's going to cost them a whole heap more, but I guess it's a bit newer than
Yeah,
and the condors and that sort of thing.
If they were the same price, I'd be like, okay, it's down to a bit of choice, but that seems odd, $300 difference for what appears to be the same unit. Anyway, if I've missed something, let me know. I'm gonna delve back in the specs and see if there's something different about them as well. But yeah,
are the LRFs different in them? Maybe one
possibly.
got more range.
That's one area that I didn't look in any more depth on them. That's a fair call. It could be.
I will say there was which one did you do the comparison on?
The Condor.
From my limited viewing of seeing the older gen versus the current one.
Yep.
The difference in quality is noticeable.
Oh yeah.
Massively noticeable of how far they have come, of just being able to see not just a sort of shaded image, you've now got detail. You've got the depth of, really dark objects or, cold or hot objects. That distance is, you can tell that now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. I've got a pard coming to play with.
Oh yeah.
So do a little bit of a comparison against my older Axion. Which is getting pretty dated now, but I'm pretty interested to see what this part will be like.
Okay.
Should be good fun. Hopefully get out and shoot some foxes. And
well and truly, yeah.
Get some videos, get some content.
All the stuff. Yes. I've got it's over there anyway, not to bang on about product for too much, but I got the Pixfer line.
Oh yeah.
I got the monocular here and then a couple others that are arriving this week. They're like a cheaper option, but probably more competitive to the Pard sort of level. They'll be here this week. We had to play with those, so yeah, lots of stuff to do.
There's so many on the market now. It's unreal.
It's madness. And I've sort of found a couple of places near home where like there's enough. Like there's some sheds that are about 500 meters away, and so you get like a good and two sheds side by side that give you something interesting to look at. Lots of different temperatures across them, and not uncommon to have some game run near them. And then this path. Like this dirt road that sort of winds through with like a clearing and then trees all around it. Again, when I was there filming with them, that something popped up and ran around and sort of followed that for a little while. And this is like a minute and a half from my place. Yeah, perfect. So really close. So being able to actually go there and then the idea is being able to go back to the same place on a regular basis and see
the comparison.
And filming in the same way, so it can like bring up the video from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you'd be like, wow, this is same.
Yep.
And then 3 minutes the other way is near a reservoir, and there's always kangaroos on that side of the reservoir. So being able to actually get something that we can film. So yeah, hopefully be getting out and spending a bit more time with a bunch of thermals.
Awesome. Sounds good. Look forward to
nothing wrong with that. No. Yeah. No progress on the air rifle side of things yet. So no plans at this stage.
No plans at the air rifle.
I did look at the I don't know if I mentioned last time the Raw, which I said what it was before, but now I've forgotten what it was.
I had a quick
something Airworks.
And interesting.
They looks interesting, so I'm going to delve down there. But you told me that there's the FX Impact.
Yep.
And the other model, it's
a Pantera.
Pantera.
I believe it's a Pantera.
Okay.
Don't quote me. Someone correct me if I'm
not,
wrong.
We're just going to call it a Pantera.
Here.
No, I probably won't.
No, probably not. Yeah.
It'd just be wrong.
I'll just be wrong. That's a more slimline version of their air rifles for more of a PRS sort of styled thing for long range shooting with an air rifle.
What sort of long range does it need to be to qualify for using a Pantera or possibly another name that we don't know?
I've taken my FX out and shot to about 200 meters pretty comfortably.
Okay. All right.
I believe I've heard and seen them before, and they're used quite a bit for like PRS and NRL competitions, aren't they?
Yeah, so South Africa, I think, actually has an air gun section to their PRS, and they have competitions in one of the shops over there.
I believe it's the Panteras, but I believe that the people get ridiculous accuracy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. If you really delve into it, like I got 2 inches at 200 with my air rifle, not putting too much effort into it.
Yeah,
but you could definitely get it lower, I'm sure.
Yeah,
flexing away there, Maxwell.
It's just what I do.
It's just what I do. Yeah, okay. So now I'm a little bit torn with it because like most of my shooting with it will be like testing equipment and so accuracy will be really useful, really important.
I'd be interested to to see how you would go with a Pantera shooting pellets instead of slugs.
Okay.
Whether you could dial it down enough to use it to shoot pellets at sort of 15, 20 metres.
Yes, I didn't realise there was a difference between pellets and slugs. You only told me this earlier.
Yes.
That the slugs are more of just like a straight up projectile from ammunition.
One, yeah. And then you've got your normal, what
normal
everyone
air
knows
pellets.
as air rifle pellets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's some learning to do on that.
There's lots of diving and stuff you can do down the air rifle path.
Okay.
For sure.
Any air rifles you saw it shot, Josh, or you didn't pay any attention,
did
you?
Actually, no.
No,
I was
didn't.
going to say Utah air guns might have been there possibly, but I don't know if they would or not.
Maybe. Couldn't go. I did see an interesting thermal though.
Okay.
Have you ever wanted a touchscreen as your ocular? It's ocular? Eyepiece.
A touchscreen eyepiece.
I can't say I've ever wanted that, no.
Guide have a new thermal coming out where it's your traditional sort of rifle scope, but at the back of it, instead of having your eyepiece that goes to your normal LED display, it's touchscreen. So you can change all your stuff by the back of your scope.
Why would you want to put fingerprints all over the thing that you have to look through?
Don't know, but it was interesting. It was definitely different.
Pull out your phone for a second there, Maxwell.
Yeah.
That thing that you look at the whole time.
Fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, stop doing it then. Use the other method of right. Yeah.
Hey Google.
So the what was it was a HikMicro night vision where they had, I don't know if it was a touchscreen, the Heimdall, or I don't know how to pronounce it right. I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but the rear screen was that. There was no sort of like it was meant to be a screen you could sit back and look at, but it's tiny, right? Yeah. And we never ordered any for the shop, and we never got asked about one either. And I just thought that was a really odd thing. This was meant to be a monocular. Now, monocular I could probably understand a little bit more. You can hold it out here, but even then you're like, but like having it on your face, like if I was to grab the condor here, part of this, not with glasses on, part of the stability of this thing is actually putting it up against your face. And sort of holding it there. So now we got, one hand, you got 2 points of contact with it, or three if you use the other hand.
You can actually get stability out of it.
Yeah. And of course, I understand that some people will mount these things on tripods and that sort of gear, and there it might be useful. I could see a little bit there, but it does seem odd that you have. If it was a big screen, like who did that? Owl did one where
the screen on
it would
the back,
clip onto like the rear of a scope with the 22, and you had this big screen that you could see, and like you could have a couple of people crowd around and see it. Like, all right.
Yeah,
makes sense. But with a tiny little screen, it seems an odd one. Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy to be wrong on that, but yeah, it does seem unusual.
It seemed odd. Unusual. Yeah.
Was it good? Did you use it?
Yeah. Did you play with it?
I had a bit of a look through it, and
look at it. You can't look through it. Right?
Yeah. I looked through it, and it showed me things on the other side.
Okay. Yeah.
Excellent.
But I mean, normal thermal specs and all the rest of it. It's just. It was definitely very different, sort of lining up to it and then going and make a change. And you sit there and you're going like this or like this. Was it different.
Was it a large screen or just normal size?
Normal traditional scope size.
And there was no other setting, like you couldn't use.
I think you can use your turrets and that sort of stuff as well, but it is heavily controlled by the touchscreen.
Interesting.
Yeah. One thing I did think of is, if you've got that open and exposed, and say you're on black hot and you're just having white light pumped into your face, I can imagine at night that would be a little bit less than desirable. You're not, isolating the eye that you're looking through. You're just looking through it normally, unless you sit there the whole night, closing that one eye intentionally. You can have light pumping back in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it does happen. You're looking through a thermal, and then you like come off the thermal. You're like, I can't see a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I find a few people I go out with really like their white hot. Well, I find my detection with black hot to be way better.
Yeah.
So it's really odd when you go out with other people and you're like, oh, let me have a look through your thermal, and you're like, I can't see shit with it. Because you're so used to your colour palette, and someone else has got a different colour palette, it makes it really difficult to use.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a fun one to work around. But.
Yeah, right, okay. Any other last products to throw into the mix there, Josh?
Not scope related, but
No?
Ticker.
Yep.
Ticker have some 22s coming out with
I heard about these.
their own sort of chassis design. So I guess for factory options for people wanting to enter in 22 competitions, I mean, the Ticker 22s just shoot
Yep.
ridiculously
very
well,
well.
and being able to grab one of them now and not have to, if you're not a stock fan, you can grab it in a chassis and enter in, factory or base class.
Still coming with like a standard Ticker magazine, or have they changed the
No, it's
magazines
still-
up?
I believe it was still a standard Ticker magazine.
Yep.
So just Ticker Action dropped into one of their own chassis just out of factory. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Any feedback on, like, was there some good things about it or some things that not?
I mean, it definitely seems like the chassis will need over time. It seems like it's a first gen from Ticker.
Okay.
I think it'll need some refinements and tweaks, but you still have M-lock slots along it, so you can chuck various accessories, weights,
Yep.
all that kind of thing.
Did they have plans to do longer barrels or anything like that, heavier?
Not sure. Didn't have a chat to them about it. Just had a look and
interesting.
went, "That's really cool."
Yep. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
But the new KRG looked really cool. They're Whiskey 3 Pros.
Yep.
If they bridge that gap of where the whiskey currently sits with price to the C4, because obviously the C4s are rather expensive. Well, here they're rather expensive. But
I think they're expensive in the US as well.
Yeah. But they've fixed up a couple of the things with the original Whiskey 3.
Okay.
Yep. Cool.
So, that looked very cool.
Any other PRS styled things that really caught your eye?
Not particularly.
Not particularly?
No.
You did a video on new burgers coming out.
I
and
did. That one.
That went wild.
New burgers coming out.
New burgers? Only to Australia?
I don't think so. Because that video was covered
exclusive
with
for Australia?
Americans saying,
Yes.
but we can't get burgers.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
Okay. Nice, man. And I also, because you got back and recently you shot your first match of the year.
I did.
How'd you go?
Somehow managed to come in second.
Oh, so you lost.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
First loser.
No,
But that's given how windy
So
the day
harsh.
was.
Congratulations. Well done. Good job.
I'll take it.
How many people shot?
14.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I thought you was going to say 3.
I thought it was going to be 2, but more people rocked up.
Yeah.
And still managed it.
Well done. Okay.
I mean, it's pretty hard to beat Rimfire Jedi, Ben Kennedy.
Yep.
He did well.
That's,
Okay. All right. So,
next time.
Next time. Just need to shoot faster.
Just need him not to be there.
It was a extremely windy day and a
right.
switchy day.
Yep.
It was.
Makes
I
it
definitely got lucky on a stage and walked up, held center for the whole stage and cleaned it. And meanwhile, the person 2 shooters in front of me was holding 0.8 to 1 mil
Yeah.
the whole way through, and
You were
it was
in
just
the,
sometimes drop off.
You were in the end ranges that have got some protection for sometimes, and
Yeah,
the winds do some strange things in there.
that they do.
Yes.
I shot it in the practice beforehand and varied from just hold center to, there's 0.8, and then you jump back to the next target and you go, no, that missed by 0.8 again. Yeah.
nice. And Maxwell, you got some pigeon shooting coming up.
I do.
Yeah.
Got a heavy night in a place I haven't been. They've changed managers. So new managers finally got a hold of me, and I went out there today to pick up a key to the place.
Yep.
Nice.
And probably saw about 600 pigeons.
That's a few.
Yeah, it's looking like a busy night coming up.
Yeah, not wrong.
We'll
600
see
pigeons.
how we go. First time I ever went there, I assume it'll be like that again. I shot nearly 400 pigeons in the night.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
It gets pretty boring after about the first 50.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, just and they're not hard to shoot within that dense. I take it. They're just pop,
you
pop,
just
pop, pop.
just sit there and just magazines in and out, and then pick them all up and go dump them. Yeah.
the sort of thing where you're like, I need to just have a break for 10 minutes and sit down.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely drink a white monster.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go back into it.
Yeah.
Away you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
so that'll keep me busy. They think there's a few cats and foxes getting around the place as well, so I'll pack the.
Well, if there's a few more cats, there'd be less pigeons, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
You think so?
I've got to get rid of the cats and the foxes, so there's more pigeons for me to come back to. That's the thing, yeah.
That's how it works, right?
I'll pack the 17 HMR as well, and
Gotcha. Yeah.
if I've managed to clean up all the pigeons nice and early, which it's probably not going to happen.
I think that'll keep you busy.
Yeah, I think it'll keep me busy, but I'll make sure I've got the 17 there just in case something else wanders in.
Brilliant.
The air rifle, I'm running only at 680 feet per second, so not quite good enough to do some damage on a cat or a fox.
How quick can you change that? It's not a quick on the fly thing?
No, it's not on the fly thing. You can set them up to change them on the fly. I don't have mine set up like that. I've just got it set up for accuracy.
So a different gun.
Different
ready
gun.
to roll.
Ready to roll.
What a shame.
Yeah.
How do you like in a practical sense, how do you do that? Do you just have it in a gun bag somewhere and you go to it if you need it? Or you've got it on a sling
I'll probably just have it in my car.
Okay.
I'll have the car parked next to the shed that I'll be working in. So
So if you see something you can go and grab it.
Just go grab it. And
do you use thermals much on a shoot like that, or is it all
mostly just the night vision.
Okay.
When there's that much stuff around, it's not really needed.
The whole place is just glowing.
You look up there and you're like, okay, why is that one entire bar really, really black? And then you get the night vision out and you're like, oh, it's just pigeons just stacked next to each other.
Wow.
So just the night vision most of the time.
Okay.
Until it gets a little less crowded in there, and you'll pull it out every now and again and have a bit of a scan around, see if there's any cats or foxes coming in.
Yeah, right.
Because they will hang around and try and take pigeons while we shoot.
Of course. Yeah.
Yep.
Pick them up off the ground
and run off
with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you're having your second gun there, are you magazines loaded, sort of that sort of thing, ready to go?
Yeah, if I'm there by myself, I'll just have it. In where it'll be a locked facility. So basically, just sitting in the car ready to go. And if I need to, I can just unclip the air rifle from the tripod and grab the 17 and clip that in and get after them. So we'll see how it goes.
Brilliant. Yeah. Oh, nice, man. Well, good luck with that. Hope it goes well.
Yeah,
that sounds like a busy night. Yeah, it's like tipped beyond the just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Into this is some work.
4 to 5 hours of just pulling a trigger constantly.
Yeah. Well, given that light's flashing at me,
must be the sign.
We shall wrap up. So, guys, thanks for watching. Come and join us here at Scoped Out on the 11th of March.
11th of March.
About 6-ish.
6
do a barbie.
to 7,
Yep.
Probably presentation starting at 7. And
cool. Barbie from 6.
Yep.
Talk and look at stuff and
come
chinwag.
Meet some fellow shooters and hang out. It'll be good.
Sounds great. All right.
Excellent.
Very good. Cheers, gents.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you next time.
Good luck.